Okay, guys, again, good morning. Today, inshallah, we'll start with lesson 2, surface area of regular prisms, page 495. Now, let's remember what we did in the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we found volume of the rectangular prism. In the previous lesson, we found the volume of the rectangular prism. And we know this is the rectangular prism. 6 rectangles are closed like a circle, like a room or box. It has 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. And we said that the volume is the capacity or the size, same of volume, they are the same. Now the volume here is how much space inside this figure. Means how much you can put things inside, how much space inside the solid figure. Now the volume it was a formula. Volume is length multiply width multiply height. This is what we took in the previous lesson. Now in this lesson, we will find another concept, which is surface area. Area, which is the area which we found before. Surface area now, it's a different thing. In the previous lessons of area, we found area of parallelogram, right? Area of rectangle. Each one has a formula. Area of a triangle, which is length by width. But here, how many faces we have? We have 6 faces. We have 6 rectangles. 6 rectangles. Here, in the previous lessons of area, in the previous chapter, we found area for one face, using the formula for each. Here, we don't have one face. Like this room, we have 6 faces. We said roof, floor, and 4 sides around. So we have 6 faces. We need to find the area of all of the 6 faces. Now, let's take a look here and focus, please, with me. Now, the floor, it is the same of the roof. Means the area of the floor, it is the same of the area of the roof. Means to find the area of the roof and the floor, because they have the same area, it is enough to find area of one of them, then multiply by 2. Means if the area of this floor, for example, 6 meter power 2. So the area of the roof should be 6 meter power 2. No need to find the area of the floor and the area of the roof. It's enough to find one area, then multiply by 2. Like the polygons, if you remember, we found one area of the triangle, then multiply by the number of the sides because they have the same area. Now here we have the roof and the floor, they are the same. How about this side and this side? Also, they are the same. Same idea. How about this side and the side which is behind? They have the same area. So sometimes, no need to find the 6 areas. No need to find the 6 areas. For example, we will find the area of the base down this floor and multiply by 2. Then the area of the side to the right here and multiply by 2. Then the area to the face of which is faces us and multiply by 2. Now, after you know all of this, we have formula for surface area, for rectangular prism exactly. So it's a special formula to find the surface area for the rectangular prism. So I will start with surface area, S capital, A capital. Not A alone. A alone here. SA means surface area, means I'm talking about rectangular prism, or later on a triangular prism, pyramids, whatever. So in the solid figures, we don't say area. We say surface area. So the surface area equal, let's start from the base down here. I want to do the formula for you, but I want you to know from where we get this formula. Let's start down here. What's the formula of the area of this face down? Now down, All of them are rectangles, and we know that the rectangle area is length by width. So the area down here for this one, for this floor, is length multiply width. But this area is the same of this area up. So what I'll write here, 2 multiply length by width. Why 2? Because the floor, same of the roof, plus. Let's talk about this face, which faces us, the in front face, هذا الفيس. It has length L and width, not W. This line is H. Means if this L and this H, the area of this face, L multiply H. It has the same area of the face which is behind. So what I will write here, 2 multiply length multiply height. Now I found 2 faces and 2 faces. I have 4 faces in total. Still another 2, which is this face and the face which is on the other side. This face here, the area of it is this side multiply this side, means W multiply H. But I will multiply by 2. I have 2 congruent faces. So here what I will write, plus 2 multiply width multiply height. Now, how many faces we found? Here we have 2 faces and 2 faces and 2 faces. Together, we have 6 faces, which are the number of the faces for the rectangular prism with length, width, and height. This area is used for finding the surface area. This formula, I mean, is used for finding the surface area of a rectangular prism. Example, to understand it more. Example, a rectangular prism, focus please. A rectangular prism with length 5 meters, width 10 meters. لا خليها 4 meters, sorry. And height 10 meters. Find what? The surface area. Find the surface area, not the volume. خلصنا من الvolume. Find the surface area of this rectangular prism. I have this formula. You need to memorize it very well. Surface area equal 2 multiply length multiply width plus 2 multiply length multiply height plus 2 multiply width multiply height. Length with width, length with height, width with height, and always multiply by 2. Why we multiply by 2 always? Because each face has another face congruent with it. Now, how I'll solve this? How I'll find the surface area if I know the length, width, and height? Just write the formula, replace your numbers, calculate. So let's do it. SA equal first step, as always, we write the formula. 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height equal 2 multiply. The length is given. Stick with the formula. What's the formula want? Do it. Stick with the formula. Don't forget that. So the first thing, 2 multiply L. Where is the length? 5. Put it. Multiply the width. Where is it? 4. Put it. Plus 2 comes down. Multiply the length again. 5. Put it. Multiply the height. Given 10. Plus 2 multiply the width again. 4. Put it. Multiply the height again. 10. Put it. We have numbers. Now we have order of operations. First you multiply, then don't forget these to add. So here 10 by 4, 40, plus 10 by 10, 100, plus 8 by 10, 80. This is equal 300 or 220. 220 what? Meter squared area. So rectangular prism, for now, we can find two values for it, the volume and the surface area. The volume is how much space inside it. Surface area is the area or the total area of all of its faces outside the one. Example, a rectangular prism with length 5, width 4, and height 10. Find the surface area. This is the formula. I put it here, apply it, multiply, add, find your answer. This is the idea of your lesson here. This is the idea of your lesson here, how to find the surface area of rectangular prism. Now, we found the surface area of one rectangle. We said length by width, base by height, half base height, trapezoid, right? Here, no. Here we don't have one face. We have 6 faces. Any questions? Yes, Yabni.
Mister, I did not understand the formula.
هاي الفورمولا memorize it يا 2 by length by width, 2 by length by height, 2 by width by height.
Why it is length by width? Why not length by height?
Here?
Yes, يعني
this is for the floor يا This is the floor. What's the area of the floor?
Length by width.
And the area of the roof up, it is the same.
The roof
right?
up. Yeah.
يبني in the box, the roof is the same of the floor, ولا لا?
Yes.
So I write 2.
Okay.
What's the area here? This face, what's the area of it? This
width
face.
by height.
Width by height. Same of the face on the other side. That's why I write by 2. Right?
Thanks.
Here, what's this face? The area of this face. See this one?
Yeah.
It has length L. ركز. Length L and width how much? How much this side?
Height.
The height, not the width down. Yeah. Got it? So length by height. But we have 2 faces, this one and the one which is behind. So I multiply by 2. So you need to memorize the formula. Omar. Omar. Example 1. Example 1 page. Which page? The guys, before I go to example 1, معلش, all of you look here, please. Before I move to example 1, I want to just tell you something that I forgot to tell you in the lesson of the volume, okay, about the rectangular prism. It's a special case. I need to tell you about it. So please focus here. Focus here. Something we call it cube. What's the cube, guys? It is rectangular prism. Rectangular prism with equally sides. Equally sides. Equally sides means the length and the width and the height have the same length. For example, this one here, we call it a cube, guys. Cube. Cube means the length and the width and the height have the same length. For example, 5, this is 5, this is 5, like this. This, what we call it? Cube. Okay? Now, we know how to find the volume. We multiply the length by the width by the height. Like the square, guys. Remember the square? We don't say length by width. They are the same. We say what? S square. Here same, all of them, all of these sides have length 5. At this case, what we call it? Cube. Cube. Now I will call it S. The side length, I will call it S. Which that mean? What's that mean? The length S, the width S, the height S. What's the volume? It will be S to the power of 3. Means length by width by height. For example, if I have this cube, and the question give you this number, 4 inch only. Because it's a cube means the length 4, the width 4, the height 4 also. So the volume here equal 4 by 4 by 4, 64 inches cubic. So this is a special case. I forgot to tell you about it in the previous lesson. Cube, rectangular prism with equal sides. Same of the rectangular prism, but easier. All the sides are equal, just multiply the side by itself 3 times, you get the volume. So put this by side, and let's go back to our lesson here to the surface area. Again, the formula 2 by length by width, 2 by length by height, 2 by width by height, and add between. Now let's go to example 1. Page Yusuf. Amr Ala, I unmuted. I unmute you many times. I don't know the problem. Which page يا ابني?
496.
Yeah, 496. Let's see example 1, guys. Example 1.
A rectangular prism has a length of 10 centimeters, a width of 6
Best. Length how much?
10 centimeters.
Then
Width 6 centimeters and height 8 centimeters.
8 what?
8 centimeters.
Now the question, guys, here don't want from us the surface area. They want what they wrote up. Make ايش?
Make a net to represent.
Wait, a net. Make a net. شو يعني net? Let's just explain what's the meaning of net, please. Okay? This is the rectangular prism, guys, which the question talks about it. The length 10, the width 6, the height 8. Okay, focus with me, Ibni. What's the net, guys? The net is like you get Caesar. You know the Caesar, المقص?
Yeah.
And cut all of the lines and take each rectangle alone. This is the net. Now I will make it here. I will start with the floor. The floor. High floor. The floor has length 10 and width what? 6. Height 10 and 6. And how about the roof? It is the same with the floor, right?
Yeah.
It will be 10 with
10
6.
and 6. Yeah.
Right? But
yeah.
How about this side here to the right? It has 6 and what?
6 and 8.
The same of the opposite one. So we have 2 rectangles with 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Now how about this one, which is faces us? This one. It has 10 and this line, which is the same of 8, right?
Yeah.
So we have another 2 with 10 and 8. 10 with 8, 10 with 8. This is what we call it net. Net. I take each rectangle from it. I don't care about it. I care about how to find what?
The surface area.
Area and
the volume.
Which I care about. But for your information, to make net means to expand the faces. Take each face alone. Now, if you look here, if you make the net, guys, you have, look, 2 similar faces, 10 by 6, 10 by 6. That's why I multiply by 2 here, okay? Here, Two similar faces, 6, 8, 6, 8. That's why I multiply by 2. Two similar faces, 10, 8, 10, 8. Got it? So this is what we call it net. Now let's find the surface area, which is I care about.
Okay. 2 multiply by length multiply
الفورمولا لا تنسى الفورمولا مستر. Memorize the formula, guys.
I know
Formula. It's more important than you. Memorize the formula. It's important. أهم من أي شيء. Okay? Surface area equals 2
multiply by length multiply by
width plus
2 multiply by length multiply by height
plus 2
multiply by width multiply by height.
Replace equal under equal 2 multiply. The length how much?
10 centimeters. 10.
Multiply the width 6 plus 2 multiply the length again 10 multiply the height 8 plus 2 multiply the width 6 multiply the height
8.
Come on, 8.
8, not 10. Okay.
Multiply then add. Here 20 by 6 120. 20 by 8 160. 12 by 8 96. Add 300 200 280 280 with 96 280 with 96. This is 6 7 1 3 300 376 centimeter power 2. So this is the net, and this is what we want, the surface area. This formula is not given in your book. Caveat.
Okay.
Now, the check of example 1 here, they want the net also. Okay, guys? You have the rectangular prism, and they want the net with these dimensions, length 7, width 3, and height 4. Means you will take each side or each face and put the length and the width on it. Just they want the net, but in the next example, example 2, now they want what? The surface area. So we will start with it, inshallah, tomorrow. Okay, so today just I want you to understand the idea how to find the surface area of a given rectangular prism. Don't forget the extra information here about the previous lesson. The cube, we said rectangular prism with equal sides. And if you have it, you just multiply the side length 3 times, length by width by height, to get the volume, okay? This is for the previous lesson. And this is the formula for today's lesson, how to find the surface area of a given rectangular prism. That's all for today. And see you tomorrow, inshallah. If you have any questions, I will answer you tomorrow. Bye.